Good day, everyone. Today, I would like for us to just look into the mysterious disappearances in the Bible. We have studied one of the greatest mysteries in the Bible last week, and that would be the wonders of creation and the wonders of our uh, intricate, intricate bodies and how God has formed us even through our mother's womb. Today, I will just like to look into another mystery, and that is the mysterious disappearances in the Bible. And why is that so? Um, See, the Bible's message is stronger than the passage of time, and the Bible still speaks to us, even thousands and thousands of years after all these um, all these events that actually occurred thousands of years ago. And it's possible today to actually walk through the same towns, the same streets where David and Solomon walked. It's possible for us to see the cities where Peter and Jesus once walked. Even the city of Jerusalem today still stands in the Middle East, and it all appears all too often in our living rooms or on the internet. Um, the we can still see the city of Jericho, where we know that Joshua's trumpets once made the walls go tumbling down. And we still stand on the shores of the Sea of Galilee, and we could go there. If a church body, we can come and visit there and see where Jesus actually performed one of his greatest miracles. We can swim in the Mediterranean Sea even today. Um, and that's where Jonah was actually swallowed by a big fish. But you see, not all of the significant places and artifacts mentioned in the Bible have actually survived. And while scholars and archaeologists scour libraries and probe the desert sands for even sheds of information to confirm that what people in biblical times saw and experienced, they don't always find what they're looking for. In the classic film, for example, the popular Hollywood movie Raiders of the Lost Ark, in which the archaeologist Indiana Jones battles the Nazi generals as they locate the resting place of the Hebrews' sacred Ark of the Covenant. Scholars still dream today of even locating the Garden of Eden and even the remains of the Tower of Babel, or even perhaps the fossilized horn uh, of a unicorn. These are missing links that can bring people and places apparently long lost to antiquity back to fresh life. Um, for our study today, we will be looking at the search for the lost Garden of Eden. And all the Bible, for example, uh, um, offers us the garden's location that is found in what we have read today in Genesis chapter 2, verses 8 to 15. See, it was planted in the east of Eden. Um, and from it, one unnamed river flowed and divided into four rivers: the the Fishon, the Gibbon, the Gihon, the Tigris, and the Euphrates River. The first two of these rivers have no known modern counterparts, and their locations are purely speculative. While both the Tigris and Euphrates exist today, many factors, including possible changes in their courses over the centuries, make it very difficult to pinpoint Eden's location today. So, what became of this place? Genesis chapter 3, for example, reveals these facts. And after defying God by eating of the fruit, he forbade them. And we know that Adam and Eve were actually banished from the garden. And an angel was placed there to guard the entrance to keep anyone from ever entering again. Because of this, Adam and Eve were the only humans ever to enjoy the Garden of Eden. Um, as we go back to the garden, we can see in the book Paradise Lost, Paradise Found, published in 1835, 1885. The Reverend Dr. William Warren uh, posited this, that the North Pole was the site of the Garden of Eden. Even Joseph Smith, the founder of the Mormon Church, believed that Eden was in Missouri, and Baptist minister L.V. Calloway believed that Bristol, Florida was the place. And so most scholars believe, though, that the Garden of Eden was located somewhere in the vicinity of Egypt, Iraq, India, or even Ethiopia, and even Sudan. Can you imagine that? 1996, a satellite photo of the area showed a channel, now that's dry, connecting that an area near the Red Sea to Kuwait. Some scholars speculated even that this long and dry channel could have been the Fishan River. So, even with the technology that's available to us today, why can't we even pinpoint Eden's location? Some scholars believe that the garden fell victim to the destructive big flood of Noah's day, which swamped the entire world, or even a localized flood that was mentioned, and most scholars believe. So, others even believe that global climate change, the one that some of our friends and some of the people most really are being active on, climate change, even before the flood, could have helped obscure the Garden of Eden's location. See, because the Bible mentions only a garden and no associated man-made structures that might have survived over the years, we may never know in our lifetime where this earthly paradise was located. Yet somewhere in the fabric of our humanity, it is yearning to return to a place where we have the need, where we need, and no person subjugates another to survive. As someone has wrote in the song Woodstock, it says, the lyric says, "We've got to get ourselves back to the garden." Friends, why did even the garden have to be written in the Bible? It's important for us to understand the fall of man. That even after God has placed man in this perfect garden, complete with everything that man needed, and for him to enjoy God and have fellowship with him, we still see that man was not satisfied. In fact, the pride of sin overtook him. My question is today, how do we see ourselves in God's world? Yes, the kingdom has been ushered in by Jesus Christ, and this promises us a new garden, an everlasting garden. We will experience the presence of God once again in perfect unity and harmony. Question is, are we ready? We mentioned a while ago, some weeks ago, that we are in the last of the last days. And so, are we preparing ourselves to come from a place where our ancestor Adam came from, the paradise, the garden, the perfect garden, to now place where we could see the perfect garden once again, this time with Jesus as co-heirs? Friends, as we look into the Bible and its mysteries, let's think this.